Good afternoon, everyone. I usually do this in the evening time, so excuse me for that quick pause. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing on this beautiful, cloudy, but yet nice and cool Labor Day weekend? Yes, I'm doing this on a Saturday and not on a Thursday evening because my week has been completely crazy and everything else like that. So good afternoon on this beautiful Saturday, a Labor Day weekend. Welcome to Tickle Lounge. I am your I wish I can speak. I can't speak on Saturdays. Your Lone Ranger host, Sweet Piggy here. And thank you for those that are new to joining in and those that are fellow listeners, fellow fam. What's up, fam? How you doing? So I hope everyone is having a great week and having a start of a great 3-day weekend. If you get that from your job, or maybe some of you guys taking a 4-day weekend, which I don't blame you whatsoever. Take all that PTO, that vacation time that you are allotted. Take it all, y'all. So for those that are new, you're probably wondering, like, okay, so I guys kind of stumbled on this podcast and I have no idea what it's about. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not organized. It's not like other podcasts. This podcast is all over the place. It's a total shit show, but it's fun and it's entertaining. So what this podcast is all about is about me, your host, Sweet Piggy, that talks about different topics and different concerns or different things that are happening in the tickling community and the fetish and kink community. That is what we talk about. And I give my own opinion and then I ask the opinion of others in the community. So that is what this whole podcast is about. And me, I am your host, Sweet Piggy. I actually am a fetishist for the past over 20 years. I've been in this community lifestyle, I guess you can say, since I was 9, because that's when I learned about it, but I fully started playing and fully invested into it when I turned 18, when I was an adult, when I turned 18. And now I'm just going to say I'm 38 because next month I'm going to be 38. So I am 38. So do the math. That's like 20 years. And so that is what I am. And I've been a fetish model and done different fetishes and done my own thing, worked for different companies and everything else like that. And my whole 20-year lifespan. So in counting, because I'm not planning on stopping. So 20 years and counting. So yeah, that's a little about me and the podcast. So before we get started with the topic, I usually talk about how my week went. And my week was really good. I got to meet some amazing people. I can like to say that usually, for those that do not know, I recently had a breakup like last month from this Canadian guy that I was dating that cheated on me. And I can say that that was the best thing that ever happened, because it opened up so many doors for me meeting new people and everything and finding new play partners and everything else like that. So like, what seems to be a bad thing is actually a really good thing. And so kind of happy that that breakup actually happened and everything else like that, because I got to meet this amazing guy. That's called him Boston Tickler. Yes, and the reason why he's called Boston Tickler is because he lives all the way in Boston. And so yes, and that is, oh, he's great. It's amazing. I have never met somebody that matches me with my fetish and my appetite for the fetish, and that is kinky in so many ways, and the fetish just like me in so many ways, that is just like, oh my god, it's heaven, is the breath of breath. uh yeah, it's like fresh air. I see. I'm so happy that I can't even speak. So it is just amazing. And then just talking to other people and setting up play dates that are going to happen this month, and setting up play dates that are going to happen next month. So play dates going to happen in November. So I am super excited. So that's how my week has gone. So enough about that. You guys are probably like wondering, like, so what's the topic for this week's suite? The topic for this week is, how has the community changed in the past 20 years? So how has the community changed in the past 20 years? And the community, what we're meaning is the fetish community, the kink community, the tickling community, the foot community, just all just under that umbrella. How has it changed in the 20 years? Now, some of you guys are just like, I just kind of like jumped into this whole thing, so I have no idea. But for those that are like seasoned veterans like myself, we have seen it all in the decade that has passed and has evolved. So I asked the lovely community, what is your opinion about this? Because I not only had one fan, I had two fans ask for me to discuss this topic about what has changed in the community in the over decade and whatever like that. So we're going to talk about in the 20 years. So I've been in the fetish community for 20 years, and some of my fans been in it for longer than that. So they gave their opinion about how has the community changed. So we're going to be telling you, the seasoned veterans, brush off the shoulder. It's nice to be a seasoned veteran. Us veterans are going to tell you youngins, or you people that are being new to the fetish community, like how has things used to be, like we used to say back in the day. So you're going to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's usually how change really happens. Sometimes changes are good, sometimes changes are bad, and sometimes changes are ugly. And some of your tickling community has commented on all three, and then when I get done reading them, I'm going to tell you about my opinion. So you're probably wondering, like, how do I get like to know what topics you're going to be doing, sweet? That's an amazing question. So the way that you can follow me or follow the podcast is on social media, and these are all the different outlets you can follow me on, the social media outlets. Number one is Facebook. Yes, I'm old. I do Facebook. And so if you go on facebook.com/ethanky Tickle Lounge, you will find the videos and audios of everything I've been doing the last, I don't know how long I've been doing this podcast, 2015. Do the math. I can't do the math, people. What is that? Like, God damn it. I don't know. I've been doing it for a long time. Okay. I haven't, my mind's gone. It was that type of week. So I'm not even going to do the math. Y'all do the math. So you can find and follow on there, which I like to say thank you for all the new followers and all the new likes. Now, okay, I don't know what happened, but my Zoom just like completely cut off. Don't you hate technology? Okay, so like I was saying before, so Facebook is one way. On Blog Talk Radio, you guys can go on blogtalkradio.com/ethanky Tickle Lounge and listen to the audio. So that's only the audio, not the video as well. So only the audio that you can listen to. Another way is that try and think of another way that you can. Oh, and you can also follow as well on a subreddit called r-ethanky tickling. I post the topics and videos and audios on there as well. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally, you guys can find me on Facebook, which is Sweet Piggy Jones. You can find me on Instagram, Sweet Piggies _68, on Twitter, Sweet Piggy 6, and also on YouTube, which is at Sweet Piggy Jones. And so those are all the ways that you can follow me and also follow the podcast. So let's get to the topic at hand. So let's go on FetLife. Oh, that was another one that I forgot. I knew I was missing one. If you also want to follow the podcast is that you can go on FetLife, which FetLife is basically a Facebook for all different fetishes, from mild to the holy shit motherfucker. And so there's a group page that I have on there that I made for Tickle Lounge. So this is the question that I asked to, well, not today, but last week. Was the new topic for next week is, how has the community changed the last 20 years? I would love to know what you noticed a change in tickling, fetish/king, BDSM community. Has the change been good, bad, and why? Can't wait to hear your thoughts. So I only had one response from my FetLife community. So it was Ravens Fan 52. They write, in terms of content, change will be the amount of Black people involved. I'm actually pretty shocked that someone actually noticed this change. So very good, Ravens fan. Okay. Seeing Black women tickle was like finding a pot of gold back in the day. There was one site called Ebony Ticklers. Oh my goodness, I can tell that this is a seasoned veteran like I am. He went back to Ebony Ticklers. And so some of you guys are like you youngins are like, what the hell is Ebony Ticklers? Okay, I don't even know if this website even exists anymore, but I'm going to take a pause for a second. So Ebony Ticklers was a all Black and people of color website that was made in the early 2000s, that actually promoted Black women and women of color to be tickled, because back in the day, like Ravens fan is saying, it was really rare to find Black and people of color that were women being tickled in videos. It was really, really rare. Now, there were some companies like the old Real Tickling videos and the old Tickling Paradise, and Anna, that those were like your three companies that always used to always feature different women of color and Black women and everything else like that. Those were the three companies that you could say that they have a variety of different ethnicities. But back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was just all white women. That's all you saw, just the Barbie pinup, blonde, brunette women that were being tickled. That's all you saw. And it was like really rare when you saw like a Black woman in it or a person of color. And I have to agree with Ravens fan is that now in 2023, we're seeing more Black and people of color being featured in other fetishes on videos and whatever. And that is really, really nice to see now, to see that representation and that diversity, especially me, for those that do not know, and audio land, people that are looking at me can tell like, oh yeah, you're a Black woman. In audio land, I am a Black woman. And so growing up, didn't get to see that a lot. So now seeing it more frequently, it just makes my heart really, really happy. So yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one that noticed that as well. Okay, so Raven go on to say, now there's plenty of us involved, and it's great to see. It's also great to see us active in the community in terms of going to gatherings. He is actually correct with that as well. Another change would be more acceptance of same gender tickling. Not so much FF, as that was always accepted, but MM is more accepted now than even 10 years ago. He is correct about that. Before, everyone was like, MM was like gay, homophobic, yucky, yucky, yucky. Now you can see there is it fully accepted? Not fully accepted by the community, but it has gotten better in the last 10 years. I will agree with Raven, is that M&M, which means male on male, is becoming more accepted now than it was 10 years ago, which is great to see. I'm not going to dive deep into that subject in case you use same gender tickling as a future topic at some point. It's not perfect, but it's way more accepted now. In terms of gatherings, I just started going in the last couple of years, and it's been a game changer. I can't say it's always been like this, but the community is so welcoming to me. I've been able to get to know people as opposed to tickle objects. I mean, actual friends in the community. So yay, I'm glad that Ravens have seen all the positive that has happened in community. And I would agree with Raven is that there is a slight shift in going to gatherings and whatnot, that people are more looking for connections than just like using, taking advantage. I wouldn't say fully, but I saying that it literally depends on the gathering that you go to. Not all gatherings are like that, but it depends on the gathering that you go to. And so then I asked on the subreddit, r-chickling, I asked this, and I got a little bit more engagement than I got from that live. So I'm gonna try to pronounce this name. I'm probably gonna butcher this, but it's Joe Man not on 00. Okay, I'm probably gonna pronounce this word wrong, but monetization. I'm deaf, y'all, and I don't always wear my hearing aids, so pronouncing words is kind of hard for me. Monetization immediately comes to mind. For those that don't know what monetization means, it just basically means that you're doing a hustle, y'all. You just making a hustle. So what you're basically doing is that you are basically taking something that you like, a hobby, your fetish, whatever like that, and you're turning it into making money or making a source of income. So that is what monetization is. For those that like, I never heard that word before, that's all that it means. It means like taking something that you like, you love, whatever like that, and you're turning into revenue to make you a side hustle, which is basically extra money, which is that what we use in America. That means like you want extra money, we call it a side hustle. Or you're using it as your primary source of income as a salary. So that's what Drome said, that monetization, basically people using the fetish community to make money as either as a side hustle or to make it as a primary source of income. I do respect the hustle, but these forms are brimming with bots and spam. I support content creators, but not too fond of those less subtle and putting forth low effort. My example of the perfect account is Potato Radioactive, a content creator who is always engaging and fun, don't oversell, and is cute to the boot. Posts are always welcome. So I like to throw out Drone, what he just said right there. First of all, motherfucker's smart. Throw in, you say you don't, you say monetization come into mind, but let me throw in there a content creator that tries to use monetization to get money. I love that. Okay, so that to me is so hilarious. And he probably got major brownie points from this content creator for throwing out her name, because now he just created revenue for her and created more followers for her. So I just find that really hilarious. And then they go on and have their own little conversation, how she appreciates how she did that and everything. But I just find that really hilarious, is that the one thing that changed for the community is monetization. But I'm going to throw in my favorite creators so I can even drive even more that the community has changed with monetization. So I just find that so hilarious. For me, I have noticed that in the 20 years that I have been in the game, is that there is a lot more women and men that are using the fetish community and the kink community to get money and using it as a primary source of income and whatnot. And once again, if you want to do that, that's you. But what I find is that it's getting oversaturated. And many of these content creators, as Drone calls it, content creators, or these fetish models or amateur fetish models, or whatever you want to call them, don't even have the fucking fetish. They're just using it just to get money and everything else like that. And no offense, young people, us veterans, we can tell the difference when someone's actually into it and when you're not into it. And so, because once again, when you're not using it as a primary source of income and you're just like, hey, here's my content, and if you like it, you like it. I'm just going to share it with people. That is what it is. And so that's how I see it as. And so I have never, and that's some people like, well, Sweet, don't you do that? No, Sweet doesn't do that. Sweet does not do monetization whatsoever. Sweet does not use her fetish or kink as a source of income, because Sweet has 3 degrees, and Sweet actually has a job/career that I make my money off of. So yeah, so for me, that's the reason why I don't allow disrespect to happen to me, which is what a lot of men and women will encounter when you become these content creators, because everybody thinks like, hey, I'm paying for your light bill, I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that, so I get to talk to you and treat you any way that I want to treat you, and I get to do anything you want, and I won't follow you because of this reason. Motherfucker, I don't care if you don't follow me. I can tell you guys right now, Sweet does not care if you follow her. Sweet does not care if you don't listen to her, because once again, I'm not making any money. Even doing my podcast for a lot of years, since 2015, I don't have sponsors. I don't make money off of my podcast. I don't do anything of that sort. The reason why I do my podcast is for me to, because it's really a way for me to escape from my vanilla life. And you know what? People enjoy what I have to say. That's the main reason why I do it. Those are the 2 reasons why I do it, is that it's an escape for me out of my vanilla world of being a single mother to an autistic child and dealing with all that on an everyday basis and not having a support system of that. And just being adulting, because adulting sucks like ass. I did not sign up for this. When I was younger, I thought being an adult was going to be cool. I'm like, can I go back to being in high school again when my daddy paid for everything for me? Thank you, please, and thank you. That's one of my genie wishes. Okay, so this is what this podcast and what my fetish gives me, is that I'm able to escape from that, and it's nice, and that's the reason why I do what I do. When I started, and I tell you guys, I get off topic a lot, because a lot of people are going to be like calling me out like, you do monetization, you make videos. Majority of my videos that I make for you guys are all free. And so thank you very much. And if they're not free, I have the lowest prices that you guys would ever fucking find anywhere in the fetish community, because I don't use it as a primary source of income. I use it so my son can go get lunch money. My God. Okay. So like, and I've been told by everybody that asked me like, hey, how much do you charge for this? I'm like, this much. And they're like, you can charge more, right? Because that is like dirt cheap and you're not making any money. I'm not trying to make money. My son wants to drink $5 fucking slushies at school. And so I was like, I got like $10. Here you go, stop. Here you go, my love, to go and get you some slushies at school. So that's what I really use it for. So you guys don't pay my bills or anything like that. I'm not gonna go broke if you guys stop listening to me, because my job as being a college professor that I got 3 degrees off of and I got a doctorate is the one that pays me, not this. But we diverse. Okay, so Sock Monkey Jarvis says, maybe I'm viewing the past with my nostalgia glasses on. Put them on. Okay, we all going to put them on with us. Let's get with Sock Monkey, and we're all going to put on those little, like, wait, let me show you more. You took off my glasses, put on my nostalgia glasses. I got them on too. Sock, let's go. Okay, but I feel that the quality of content has decreased over time. Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Sock, for finally saying that. Oh my God. Yes. Y'all young people that is coming into this fetish world, y'all don't know good videos like we did back in the 90s and the early 2000s. Y'all don't know good shit. And it's okay that y'all don't know good shit, because y'all are coming up in the later 2000s and you guys have to go and kind of like dig for the old stuff. But every single time I show a young person old videos from the 90s, they're all like, why don't we have something like this now? I don't know. Ask the producers. That's why I would like to say, I'm like, some of y'all just need to just ask the motherfuckers and just be like, why don't you make stuff like you guys like back in the 90s? Why are you giving me this little pennies? I don't want fucking pennies. I want a fucking steak. I don't want the little strip of the steak. I want a filet mignon. I want the lobster tail. I want it all like we had in the 90s. If you want what the 90s have, stop giving your money to these horrible ass producers. That's what I say. But we digress. Okay, so many of the videos that are being produced now all kind of are the same. Yes, sock. Feet in the stocks, yep. Hairbrush, yep. Baby oil, yep. Flosser, and etc. I remember watching Real Tickling. Oh, that was shit. Magic Touch. Oh, he's going back. Oh, my love. Oh, I love you, Sock. And then Silver Cherry. Yes. Tickling Paradise. Yes. Is you guys don't know some of these titles. These are the titles that were back in the 90s and early 2000s. And being excited to see what bondage or tools they'll use next. Yes. I also miss seeing everyday women modeling as it gave the content more character and approachability. I'm tired of seeing Barbie dolls, y'all. I am tired of, even though I just said before, even though we're seeing a diverse amount of people, I'm seeing diverse amount of Barbies, okay? I'm seeing Black, white, Asian, Latino, and women of color, all Barbies. All of them are fucking Barbies. It seems like every single woman that is in the video has fake fucking boobs. Like they all the fetish models get boob jobs. I'm like, none of you guys have real boobs anymore. Like, is none of this real anymore? Is everything fake and plastic and you get Botox? I was like, what the fuck, models? Okay, like chill out with that. I was like, and producers, stop trying to get Barbies. I'm like, oh my God, I am not a fucking Barbie. And it'd be nice not to see a fucking Barbie on every single fucking video. Barbie with fake boobs. That's all I see is Barbie with fake boobs. That's all I see in all the new videos. We digress. I'm very much of a fan of the tickling that was done during hardcore BDSM shoots. But even this kind of content seems to have disappeared. It truly has. It truly has, Sock, and I'm very sad as well. That being said, I also think that the internet has made navigating tickling and other adjacent fetishes far more approachable with the proliferation of social media. That is true. Finding like-minded people hasn't been easier. That is actually really true. And I told him that we are both wearing the same type of glasses. And then I'm gonna fuck up this name. Kusel Cotel says, speaking of the UK tickling community in particular, yes, we love our UK people. Hey, UK. Okay, I think that it has grown so much since the early 2000s. Oh, that's great. We now have several bit actual tickling specific events a year. Yay. We have an active communities all over the UK with regular munches in North and South England. We even have a few studios in the UK doing more content starring fetishists, which can only be a good thing. Personally, I've had a lot more experiences with tickling, and I have made some great friends. And then Liverpool Bell says, I made some great friends. You. And then they're so cute. Okay, so then Tie Back the Toe says, I agree with some of the other sentiment posted here. The good changes, camera quality, platform options, general availability, and an increase in amateur content. Camera quality is so advanced, anyone can take photos of videos and you can see the holes of their feet. It's a huge improvement. There are a ton of video platforms if you want to make content for fee or for income, YouTube, OF, Patreon, Fansly, etc. Amateur content links directly to this. I remember being excited when a rare amateur video or a couple would pop up on TMF and share the content. The doors that are open for members of the community that want to make content are great for both creators and viewers. Okay, so now they're going to say about the negative changes. The negative change is the biggest one far and away is the quality of professional studios. The days of real tickling, yes. Yawkey. Oh my goodness, he mentioned Yawkey. Oh, you guys have no idea how good Yawkey was. Oh my goodness. I love that man. His content is so damn good. Once again, this is one of the creators back in the 90s and early 2000s. Tickling Post, remember them. Blue Fetish, remember them. The original TA, I never liked tickling booths, are all long gone. There are still some quality studios, some of which have withstand the rest of time. Zen Tickling, we're going to disagree to agree. What's it called? Agree to disagree. That's the thing. Zen Tickling, Silver Cherry, Tickle Pink, and some greater new studio, Fetishes, Random Soul Encounters, the Tickle Room. But there is so much content out there that is so obviously exaggerated, fake, borderline poor with some attempted tickling mixed in. I miss the days of real tickling, getting legit ticklish girls answering ads from Craigslist or odd job posting board, showing up, getting tickled, and moving on with their life. They weren't trying to do porn or become an adult star. That is so true. And that's what made those videos real and special. The brutal tickling of Blue Fetish is hard to find these days. It's just a different time and industry now. So for those that are wondering that are new, when you're like, Craigslist, what the fuck is Craigslist? Oh, that's right, because you youngins don't know what Craigslist is. Okay, so Craigslist is, I don't even know to even still how Craigslist even around nowadays, but Craig used to be something that was like Angie's List. Okay, so you guys know how we have like Thumbtack and Angie List. So Craigslist used to be what Angie List and Thumbtack was in the 90s and early 2000s. And you could get anything off of there. You can sell stuff, you can meet people, which sometimes that kind of went array with like sexual assault and rape and stuff like that. But you could meet and get tickling partners because they had a whole section of like fetishes and kink section that people will post like things like the find a tickling partner and all this other stuff on Craigslist. I used to use Craigslist back in the early 2000s when I turned 18 to find play partners and do videos and stuff like that. That's what I used. And it was amazing. And then the government went in and said, like, no, we're not doing this. Oh, another one was called Blacklist. Yeah, so Blacklist and Craigslist were the two places that people would use to get like find like fetish partners, fetish work, and all that stuff like that. So that's what he was saying about. So these are great things that everybody has mentioned. And so me being in the fetish community for over, if you want to use since I was 9, since whatever like that, we were just going to use when I'm 18, when I was legal, for 20 years and counting. I can tell you what I've seen as a person that has been part of this community. So the first thing that I've noticed is what Raven have said is the diversity. The diversity has greatly changed. And since from 20 years ago to now, it has greatly changed in a good way. Before, whenever I went to like a munch and something, back in the day, I was the only Black person there. When I went to gatherings and anything else like that, only Black person there. Very was like a pinch. Now it's a little bit more diverse. And the Black and POC community have even done like their own gatherings and own marches and everything else like that. So that has been a really big breath and really great one. However, I would say that when you have different ethnicities joining into something that has always been white dominated, you are going to have racism. And I have noticed that there was always racism in the fetish and kink community, and it has just increased more, that I have noticed in the 20 years. Is it blatant out abundant like most people think? Like, oh, if you think of racism, you think of the KKK and calling someone the N-word or a racial slur. No, it's just more subtle. It's just more subtle. Now, back in the day, people would had no problem saying to you, like, no, I don't want to play with you because I don't play with Black women. I don't like playing with Black women. I don't like playing with Black men. You are not what I'm attracted to. Ew. Why would I want to play with you? You disgust me. This was some of the stuff that people would tell me back in the 90s and early 2000s. So now they don't come out and say that now. Now they do it a lot softer now, even though it's still kind of racist. They still come out a little bit softer now, like, oh, you're just not my type. Oh, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. And then when you ask them, well, what's your type? Guess what their type are? The white, blonde, brunette Barbie dolls. That is what their type is. It's not me. Or it is someone that is white passing, an ethnicity that is white passing, or that is fair skin. And you're just like, all right, thank you for showing your bigot in your bigotry. Even though he didn't come out and say that he just doesn't like playing with Black people or people that have dark skin. He basically did say it, but he said it in a nice, soft way. So I noticed that the racism in the fetish community is not as blatant as it was in the 90s and early 2000s. It's much more softer now. And a lot of people are trying to hide underneath the radar now of just saying, like, and producers are hiding underneath the radar now of saying, like, yeah, if you look at my content, I majority use white girls. It's because I can't find any Black girls. And I only give what my audience wants. You're fucking racist. Okay, that's just what it is. You don't want Black women and you don't want dark-skinned women in your content. Just come out and say that you don't want them, and you try not to put them on there. You're just now trying to find a softer way of putting it, but you're still a racist bigot. Okay, at the end of the day, you are racist. And I called them out on that. And everyone's like, what? So that's what I noticed. And don't come at me because I am a Black woman. And so I think I know what racism is. So don't come at me. It was like, well, that's not, if you are a white person about to tell me that what racism is, I'm going to shut you down right here because you have no idea what racism is unless you are a person of color or that is Black. There is blatant racism and there is subtle, which what a lot of people do not realize of subtle racism unless you are a Black person or a person of color. And I settle my piece right there. I probably made a lot of people mad, but I don't fucking care. It is the truth. And that is what many people that are Black and people of color have experienced. And this is what we talk about in our little groups is that, yes, there is still that racism in the BDSM and the fetish and kink community that is just never going to go away. It's just what it is. It is what it is. So yes, more ethnicities have gotten into the fetish and kink community. That's great. But then I've seen a more upscale of subtle racism that has also happened in the BDSM, fetish, kink, and tickling community as well. Another thing that I have noticed a huge change is the availability of having play sessions. When I first got into this, when I was 18 years old in the early 2000s, it was unlimited amount of the play sessions that I could have. And I did not fear for my life. I'm being so damn serious. I did not fear for my life in the early 2000s. Literally, when I was 18 to 25, from the age of 18 to 25, I did some things that are just like I would never do in today's society. I would literally type with somebody and be like, okay, let's just go meet up and have a session. I would never like try to get to know them or anything like that. Let's go meet up, have a session, and I have a session with them, and it was all good and gravy. Like I didn't worry about dying and someone like had to cut up my body and like feed it to the pigs, so they can't discover that I was gone. I did not worry about that. in the early 2000s. I did not worry about somebody flaking on me in the early 2000s. I didn't have to worry about that because the people that I met with wanted it too because they were hungry as I was hungry. I noticed that our seasoned veterans individuals that I like to call the millennials, the Gen X, and the boomers, they stayed with their fucking sessions. When they say they want to have a session, they made a session happen. Like there was no if, ands, buts about it, no flaking whatsoever. I notice nowadays, since a little bit of Gen Z has started coming in and a little bit of the younger millennials coming in, so Gen Z and the younger millennials, flaking has shot through the roof. And having sessions has died down, and now you even got to be even more like check somebody out because people are fucking crazy nowadays of the shit that and everything like that. That's the reason why I'm just like, no, I am very particular now who I play with. And I was not like that when I was younger because it was a different world and there was different individuals that were in the community. When I was coming up, people actually wanted to meet people. People actually wanted to have sessions. People dreamt it and wanted to make their fantasies a reality. Now what I'm noticing is that people claim that they want to make their dreams into reality, but don't have the balls to do it. They just want to stay in that fantasy realm. And when given the opportunity, they want to be coward and scared. And then that's how flaking happens. So I noticed that flaking has drastically increased in the 20 years that I've been involved in this community. And it sucks. Because now you're just like, well, I don't even think that the person even is going to meet me because they keep flaking, they keep delaying a meeting, they keep changing plans. Something seems really sketch that's going on and everything like that. When we set a meeting, they're responding to me on social media, or messaging gets decreased and everything. You just notice that nowadays, and it's fucking annoying. And was not an issue back in the day. And so that's something I really, really noticed as well. Another thing that I have noticed that has changed is the fetish work. Is the fetish work. Everybody wants fucking sex now. Everybody wants fucking sex. Everyone wants fucking sex. Everybody wants to watch sex. Everybody wants porn. Everybody wants something that deals with sex. Everyone wants to see a girl topless. Everyone wants to see a girl's pussy. Everyone wants to see the guy's dick. Everyone wants to see them tickle fuck. Everybody wants to see force orgasms. Everyone wants to see orgasm play. Everyone wants to see that. Nobody actually wants to see tickling anymore. No one doesn't want to just see a girl on the bed with just plain her plain clothes like I'm wearing, like an outfit that I'm wearing right here. No one wants to see that. And a girl just be tickled like that anymore. No one wants to see that. Everybody wants to see either the girl half naked or the guy fully naked, and they want some type of porn aspect in every single video now. That is what has now been done in the 20 years that I've seen. It has been more of a porn has now entered into the tickling community and the foot community and everything else like that. Now everybody is demanding for foot jobs. That is now a thing. Like when I was doing when I was coming up and doing foot sessions, no guy was even asking for a foot job. They were just like, I just want to fucking worship your feet. Because I have never been able to do this. I've always dreamed of doing this to a woman, and I want to do it. When I was coming up, millennials and the Gen X and the boomers were just all happy just doing foot worship. Now all of a sudden, all you guys motherfuckers want all just foot jobs. All you guys fucking want is to have my feet on your fucking dick and get you off. And if I don't do it for you, you want to go and be rude and disgusting and nasty towards me. And I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? How did this all of a sudden change that everybody wants dick now? They want to get off. And when I'm talking to younger millennials to Gen Z, all y'all want fucking sex now after having a session. Like y'all want to get off. Like you're like, oh, excuse me. So when I have a session, I have to have sex. And I was like, that's not having a session. That's doing prostitution. If you're paying me, that's prostitution. Or number two, that's just hooking up. And so that's what I notice now is that a lot of you people that are coming into the scene, a lot of y'all don't have the fetish. Y'all just using the fetish just to fuck. That's all you guys are using, just to find fuck partners and to fuck. That's the only thing you guys are now using it for, is to fuck and to try to get fucked, or to try to see someone get fucked. That's the only thing you guys are just using it now. And if you don't get it, you guys want to be like, throw a fucking tantrum like a 2 to 3-year-old and you a grown ass man. And once again, I don't know how the women act. I'm just saying from the perspective of, because I get contacted by men, and this is what I'm seeing with men, is that y'all throw a fucking tantrum like a 2 to 3-year-old when y'all can't get fucking sex of any type of kind, whether it's oral, hand job, foot job, penetration, anything like that manner. Y'all get all upset and angry. And I'm just like, no. Or you guys think that you are allowed to see my body. No, you are not. I do not have to show my tits. I do not have to show my nipples. I don't have to show my pussy. I don't have to do any of that. That is not what the fetish says. And many of you guys are underneath the impression that having a session equals having sex of some type in it. That was not how it was 20 years ago when I started this. No one even thought about even having sex, except for a small group of people. You know what we call those people? Horn dogs, and they're posers. And that's not what the fetish is. Now it's just like, it's very rare to find somebody that does not want to have sex during the session, sex of some kind. It's now an anomaly. It really is now, because everybody wants it. And everyone thinks that is demanded of it because of what they see in videos. They're like, oh, that's supposed to happen during a session, so I'm going to demand it from this girl. If you give it to men, or not women or men, if you give someone sex afterwards of some side, that's on you, whatever like that. But you're still perpetuating this myth that that's what's supposed to happen in a session. No. If you and your play partner talk about doing that, then yeah, but a session does not need to have any sex of any kind. And that is what I'm noticing in now this generation, the community, is that it's all sex now. Everything is about sex. Everything's about sex, or seeing me topless, or seeing my pussy, or something like that. That is what all you guys care about now. And that is just, it really is a turnoff. And it kind of makes us seasoned veterans don't really want to talk to the younger generation, because you guys are all so sex driven now. And that is, and it's really is a turnoff. To be honest, it really is. That's why I generally like to play with millennials and up, and even a certain type of millennial. I like playing with older millennials and the Gen X and boomers, because they're still underneath the mindset that I am. Is just like, I just want to have fucking fun. I just want to live out my fetish, have fucking fun, meet somebody cool, shoot the shit with you, and have a lot of fun. The younger millennials and Gen Z, y'all just want to have sex. And that's what you guys are thinking. And I kind of can't blame you, because of the videos that are coming out are so porn related that that's what you guys think a session is. So yeah, which is very, very sad for that. Another thing that I have noticed in the community is that I've noticed a lot of, like I said, people say a lot of amateur videos have come out, which is a great thing. I love that. But a lot of those amateur videos are still porn related. So guess what? When we had amateur contact coming out in the early 2000s, it was just only tickling. It was a really cool couple. Oh my goodness. And I can see them in my mind who I'm talking about, but I cannot remember their names at the time. In the early 2000s, there was this interracial people that used to use TMF in the early 2000s. You guys know exactly the couple I'm talking about. There was a couple that was on TMF that used to always create immature content. It was a Black young woman and her white boyfriend, and they used to make so much content for us, and the white partner would tickle his Black girlfriend in all these different positions, and she was like extremely ticklish. They got married and everything like that. They were dating, and then they dated for a while, and then they got married, and then they fell off, and everything. And I actually knew this couple, and I can't remember the name that they used, their alias. I don't remember the alias that they used, but their contact every week or every other week, we were like in a team, we were like pins and needles, like, when are they going to make new content for us? Because it was so damn good. And it was just like genuine. And then there was other amateur content that just came out, just of couples just doing normal shit and just showing us the fun that they were having. That is what we love to see. That is why people, I'm going to tell you right now, that is the reason why Sweet became the legendary, that I just found out that I am legendary and a lot of people know who I am. That's the reason why my videos got so popular, because it was genuine. You don't see genuine videos anymore. You see porn related genuine videos now. There's not that genuine to it, and whatnot. And that's the reason why, and that's what people miss. People miss the genuineness in videos. So what if the lighting's not great? So what if the woman does not look like a fucking Barbie doll and everything else like that? That's not what people want to see. People really just want to see two or one individual just enjoying their fetish, and we can see it through the camera. That's all people want to see, because that is not what's being done in any of these studios anymore. They have lost it, and only thing they care about is the green. That's all they care about is the green. They have lost the art of the reason why they got into it in the beginning, and their content has shown, because the content has gone fucking down when they started getting popular and started making money. And you can go back and look at all the beginner stuff like that. Like you got like one person talked about Zen Tickling. I don't watch Zen Tickling because he's not diverse. I don't fucking care you're in Ohio. You in Ohio, bro. I know there's some people of color and Black people in Ohio. You notice he always have the same type of girls. That's why I don't watch his content now, nor will I ever support his content, because I don't see me in the video. And I have wrote this guy and said, like, why don't you have people of color in your videos? And you know the excuse he uses? Oh, it's because none of the girls actually respond to it. Bullshit. I was like, I will call bullshit on every single producer that says that I cannot get Black or girls in my video. No, you don't want us in your videos. Just say that. Just say that. I don't want Black or people of color in my videos, because I don't think it's going to sell. Just say that and stop lying that, like, oh, the people that I get, because guess what? If you put in there that I'm looking for ebony or people of color in my videos, you'll get them. Or stop distributing only white women. I mean, like, I'm serious. We go back to that again, because that is one company I don't support. So I really don't. I know a lot of people love Zen Tickling and other people love other videos, but if you don't have a diverse group of individuals, I'm not supporting your shit. Because that let me know that why don't you have diverse group of women of all ethnicity and also all body types? If the person doesn't have all body types, I'm not supporting that shit either. I'm just like, no, go on. You can get other people to support you, but this person is not supporting you whatsoever. I'll go back and watch my old Real Tickling and my old Tickling Central videos where it had real women that actually looked like me, and it was like skinny all the way to plus size, which I also noticed that there had been an increase in body shaming. So let's go on to that. So back in the 90s and the early 2000s, there wasn't really a lot of body shaming going on. And if you did body shame somebody, you got put in your place. There was more accountability. Men and women will put you in their place, like, you are not going to body shame this model right here. Shut the fuck up. Go on, poser. Nowadays, everybody's okay with body shaming people. Like, what the fuck is that about, y'all? Like, men, where do you think that you have the audacity to body shame my body? If you don't fucking look like my husband, Chris Evans, you have no right to body shame another woman. Okay, that's all I have to say. If you don't fucking look like Chris Evans, my lovely husband, or if you don't look like Henry Carvel, my second husband, if you don't look like Michael B. Jordan, my third husband, if you don't look like any of my three husbands, shut the fuck up about body shaming a woman. Okay, because that's what I just like don't understand. Because I see other models out there that are plus size or actually look like a real woman that actually eat. And that likes the Dunkin' Donuts like I do. Girl, get yourself some Dunkin' Donuts and some Krispy Kreme. Oh, but that light comes on, I'm right there. And everything. And a woman that likes to eat, and we're not eating fucking rabbit food, So, and life is busy, and not all of us can go to the fucking Orange Theory gym every single day and everything else like that. Why are you body shaming us? Because that is just fucking stupid and immature, and you're showing your true colors. So that is awful. And I hear so many women that are like plus size or that look like real women that have like fat that you're supposed to have, and don't look like a Barbie doll, get body shamed by men. And I'm just like, no, real men don't body shame women. Let's just put that out there. Real men don't do shit like that. Men, child, do that. Little boys body shame women bodies. Real men do not body shame women bodies. Real men worship women bodies and make them feel awesome. And real men like a girl with a little bit of fluff to her anyway. Because guess what? In Greek mythology, girl, for all us women that are real women or has some extra pounds to you, in Greek mythology, having extra pounds on you, being plus size, was looked as beautiful, fertility, and goddess like. So be proud of your bodies, women, and men too. I'm not gonna men, be proud of your little fluff that you have and little fat that you have, because guess what? In Greek mythology, we were the ish. And all you guys are wondering, like, sweet, you're fucking skinny. I know some of you guys are like, aren't you skinny? I was like, no, I am not skinny. I am average. Okay. Get it straight. I wear size 6. I am average. Okay. I am not fucking skinny. Okay. I think now would consider plus size now is a size 10 now. Oh my God. In the clothing industry, a 10 is now plus size. Since when is a fucking 10 is plus size? I'm 4 sizes away from that, y'all. So I'm like, I am a 6. Yes. In some clothes, I'm a 5. I'm a 5 to a 7, depending on the clothes that we wear. But I'm not that far from being plus size and everything. So, oh my God. And another thing I have noticed is the amount of disrespect. The amount of disrespect has greatly increased. When I was starting out doing sessions and doing fetish work, guys used to so appreciate and love having sessions with me, and there used to be this appreciation and this admiration, like, thank you for your time, I really appreciate you, sweet, I appreciate what you just gave to me, made a fantasy into reality. I appreciate that. And that's what I got when I first got into this fetish in this community. Nowadays, it's just like, you better fucking give me that because I'm entitled to that shit. And I was like, motherfucker, you ain't entitled to shit. I was like, nah, and now it's like a sense of entitlement now in the community. Like, you guys think because I am a fetish model on the side and I enjoy like showing my feet off and enjoy showing up my upper body because I find it fun, and I'm also exhibitionist, so you guys are actually fulfilling my fetish and everything, and voyeurism and everything else like that. So you guys actually, I like doing pinup and everything. That's why you notice some of the poses that I'm doing. I love pinup. And so yeah, you guys think that you guys are entitled to that shit, and that you are entitled to seeing my body that is fully my body, nude or half nude. That is only for my mates. And I noticed that the lines have been very much blurred, and that as the community has increased throughout the years, is that the things that people used to hold dear for their mates are no longer for their mates anymore. It's for anybody to enjoy. So what really is your partner getting from you that's really special if you just giving it out to everybody? Like, that to me, I don't really understand. Like, before in the 90s and 2000s, it was actually admirable that a woman didn't, or a man did not, do sexual things. Now it's like, yeah, you should have sex and do sexual things for everybody now. So what are you really giving to your partner that makes your partner special? That's my question. So if I'm fucking everybody and I'm doing sex stuff to everybody, so what makes my partner special? What are they getting that's so special of me if everybody is seeing if everyone sees me nude, everyone sees me half nude, I'm fucking everybody and I'm giving everybody sex? What is so special that my partner's getting from me? That's the question I really like to ask, because I will love to ask models that question. What is your partner getting that's so special from you then? If you're giving it out to everybody, what makes your partner so special? Why are you even in a relationship? I don't, to me, I don't understand that. Like, I only have sex with somebody that I am with because they get to experience that because they're with me. And they get to experience that intimacy because we are intimate with each other, and they know me intimate more than anybody else, than just some type of play partner or just some type of fan. I don't understand that. But that's just my opinion. So there's some good, there's some bad, there's some ugly. You guys got it all for me. I wish I can dive in deeper, but I have to go and I have to do my business. I have a client at 2:00, so I wish I could stay longer, but I have to head on out. So what our next topic is going to be for next week is, I like to thank A Ticklish Farmer for giving me this idea for the topic, is what is everyone consensus of being a switch? And that is something that A Ticklish Farmer would like to know, because what he has seen in being involved in the fetish community, also in the tickling community, is that no one really understands what the meaning of switch is. Really, a lot of people do not understand what that means. So he would like to know, what is everyone's consensus or interpretation, or what is your definition of somebody that's a switch? Because it seems like everybody believes that a switch means bottom, and a switch does not mean a bottom. And a lot of people think that switch means a sub. A switch is not a bottom, and a switch is not a sub. It's not like it's interchangeable. No, there is a switch is somebody that goes back and forth, and that switches between being a top and a bottom, or switches from being a dom and a sub. They are not just one role, they are two roles into one. And a lot of people don't understand that meaning, And it's very, very sad. So I, an age ticklish farmer, will love to hear your thoughts on what is your concises of a switch, and how do you play with somebody that is a switch. And so I can't wait to hear your comments on that. And I hope you guys have a great and safe Labor Day weekend. Bye.